Now let's talk about Her Majesty the Queen. Her subjects are going to vote in a general election tomorrow. A huge, well, it turned into a big event. Okay, so these are the two leaders of the parties. Theresa May, current Prime Minister, used to be Home Secretary, and Jeremy Corbyn, leader of the opposition. So elections are June 8th. Every opinion poll matters. There are so many opinion polls. They were quite wrong last time. That's a key thing to watch out for. Last time, opinion polls showed a significant lead for, very tight polls and even a lead for Labour. And eventually, the Conservatives won a landslide majority. Okay, so our polls trying to overcompensate for the previous elections. We had a big inquiry in the UK Polling Association or something like that. Or are we going to have once again what's called the shy Tory voter? Tories, Conservatives, it's the same. So that means that they're telling pollsters that they'll vote Labour or they will vote for another party. Eventually, they will vote for the Conservatives. All in all, polls are all over the place. Polls show between 1 to 11% lead for the Conservatives, which makes a huge difference. Okay, in general, what are we expecting? What do markets want? Markets want a Tory landslide, want a stronger majority for the Prime Minister. They hope that with the bigger mandate, Prime Minister Theresa May will opt for a softer Brexit, not because of fewer opposition members in Parliament. She worries more about opposition within her own party, the more extreme Brexiteers that are emboldened by the UK press. Okay, a narrow majority, which seems currently more likely, means more pressure from those Brexiteers, mean that the negotiations could be tougher, a harder Brexit negotiation, and less of a mandate against Brussels. Now, for markets, Labour does not offer a better Brexit. Okay, it's not that the Labour Party says we'll undo Brexit. Both main parties respect the will of the people in the EU referendum, and they don't offer market-friendly policies. This time, the Labour Party is truly left-wing, not like in previous elections where the Labour Party was sort of a more humanistic version of the Tories, basically more of the same. This time, it's quite a socialist party, and the markets don't like that. Okay, let's look at the polls. So polls, again, showing the Conservatives leading Labour by 1 to 12%. I would say that 6 to 7% means an absolute narrow majority, means Theresa May will be returned as Prime Minister, but it'll be more of the same. She'll have internal opposition. 12%, 11%, that already means a landslide. That already means a huge majority, and she will face little opposition from the inside. If it's around 3% or a bit less, it could lead to a hung parliament. It means no party will have an absolute majority. It'll have to be some kind of a coalition. It'll be some kind of a mess. And if we have Brexit, instead of Brexit negotiations, we'll have coalition negotiations. It'll be quite a mess for the UK. Okay? An outright Labour victory, last seen in 2005, is quite unlikely according to all opinion polls. That's one of the reasons, if you can see the map here. Scotland right here at the top will probably send, most of its MPs will be from the Scottish National Party. In the past, many of them used to be Labour. Okay. So, trading the elections. This is going to be a messy day. It's not going to be tension towards the results. I'm almost sure we're going to see markets moving during the day. Markets are open, the European session, the US session, and we know that older people tend to vote Conservative, okay? And they are very determined and very consistent in their voting. And younger people are excited by Jeremy Corbyn, but their vote is not that certain. So if we have a high turnout, it probably means younger people are voting. That could be positive for the Labour Party and negative for the pound, because it could turn into a hung parliament. If we have a low turnout, more of what we've seen in the previous elections, not like in Brexit, we could see the Conservative Party, it's good for the Conservative Party, and it's good for the pound. That's during the day, and it's a long day. Voting begins at 6 GMT, ends at 9 GMT, okay? Results. If the result is the landslide majority, pound will go up, hopes for a softer Brexit. If it's a narrow majority, pound is stuck and even begins falling. Why? Because the UK economy is slowing down, lots of uncertainty about Brexit, we're back to square one. If it's a hung parliament, well, Brexit 2 reaction may be a bit exaggerated, but a fall of 300 to 500 pips is not exaggerated. We could see a huge drop in pound dollar. Okay, let's look at the timetable for the results. So exit polls come at 9 GMT when voting ends. These are the quietest hours of the day. The US is closed, Tokyo is still closed, and only Australia and New Zealand trade, very thin trading. By 11 GMT, we could have initial real results from Sunderland, from other places, and we could see some reactions. Bigger reactions come at around midnight GMT, when we have results beginning to flood in, okay, from many parts of the UK, and the volume also rises with the Tokyo session. And then we'll have a few very, very busy hours. By 6 GMT, or even 5 GMT, we should have a clear picture of the results. We'll have maybe, of course, speeches by the leaders and things like that. And 7 GMT, it's a full market reaction with the European Open. Okay, and then we'll see full volume and a full reaction Friday morning. We've seen that with Brexit, and we had UK elections in 2015 and the Scottish referendum in 2014. All in all, it's the fourth critical UK vote. I'm already familiar with the timetables, okay? So that's it. We covered three big events of Super Duper Thursday: UK elections, ECB, and Comey's testimony.